Hello, good evening. I am going live a few minutes early. As you know, I'm not very technical, so I just want to make sure everything's looking all right. You can see me. Welcome to my kitchen. You can see my chopping board, that's great. And I'm very excited that tonight we're making a beautiful, it's summer in a bowl for me, a Mexican salad. And we're going to make some little tortilla salsa cups to go with it. So a bit of a Mexican theme going on. So if you can just give me 2 minutes, we're going to get started. Hope you're all bringing your drink along. As we're going Mexican, I'm going to have a beer. It is Wednesday, so well done for making it through to Wednesday. Hope everyone's had a good week so far. Weather is beautiful, so for anybody that's away and might be joining us live and they're away in a lovely cottage in Dorset or overseas. I know a few friends have travelled over to France and Italy by car, so if they're joining us this evening, welcome. Technology at its best. We've been doing lots virtually over the lockdown, and as things are easing, I just thought it would be fun to continue bringing a bit of summer into the kitchen with the staycations. I'm not going anywhere, so nice for us to bring that summer to our own kitchens and our own tables. And tonight a bit of Mexico, as I say. So slowly some friends are joining us, so welcome. Hello. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm going to crack open the beer. I hope you've all got a glass of wine. It is very odd. I think the nice thing about Zoom is I can see you back again. So it's very odd just talking to my screen, but hopefully everybody's hearing well. Maybe give me the thumbs up to say you can hear me. And as we go, I'm hoping you can send me any questions and I'll try and be good and pay attention to the comments. It's always a little bit multitasking, but we'll see. So cheers, happy Wednesday. For those who know Alive with Flavour, we run lots of food events, the whole idea being it's an opportunity to bring fellow foodies together locally, using suppliers locally and sharing good food. It's not fussy food. It doesn't take 2 hours to read the recipe. It's all about easy, making it fun and sharing, as I say, good food around the table. Of course, that has all been on hold since about March this year. So I am already in the process of thinking what we're going to do in the autumn. And as I say, we've been doing lots virtually. So through Zoom, always the first Wednesday of the month. And I'm doing these sporadic cook-alongs as well, so a little bit of extra, but the Zoom calls are always the first Wednesday of the month and they last about an hour, and we've been doing recipe demos. Some of the evenings you've had the food to your door. The Greek night was great success with the recipe and the chef demo. And it's just an hour to escape from your laptop or from your day at work or with the children or homeschooling or what we've all been doing, and just to switch off, grab a glass of wine and talk food with fellow like-minded people, and we all sit round and have a good natter about food. Hello, nice to see you all. Chiddingstone Castle, hello. So lots been going on over the last few months, and as I say, I'm just doing these sporadic cook-alongs over the summer. I'm not going anywhere. Lots of people are staying at home, summercations, staycations I think it's called, and a bit of fun with a bit of sunshine on your plate tonight with our Mexican cook-along. So I'm going to get started. It's gone 6 o'clock. I hope you're joining me with a drink. I was going to go for a glass of wine, but being Mexican themed, we're going to go for a beer. So please feel free to sip along. And we're going to make a Mexican quinoa salad with a lovely coriander and lime dressing. And we're also going to accompany that with some salsa cups. Now I'm going to start with those first. And if anybody remembers me probably about 10 years ago. If you've known me that long, you would know that I used to do a lot of work for Pampered Chef, and I've worked for several different kitchen companies over the years. So you'll notice and recognise some of my gadgets. I'm sure you've got one at home as well. But we use the mini muffin pan. Can't get Pampered Chef anymore, which is such a shame. But these are a really good idea to serve a really nice canapé. A little bit different, edible cup. I know if you've been out to eat at the pubs, they often serve a starter in an edible cup. So you can do that in any muffin tray. I'm kind of making it mini muffin shape, so mini size as a canapé. So I'm going to show you how to make those. Good old, sorry, little plug for Waitrose, seeded tortilla wraps. You could use plain wraps, but the wraps that we use to make our children's sandwiches, always useful in the cupboard. And I hope you can see I've got a pizza cutter, which I find a little bit easier, and we're just going to cut those circles into a square. Now don't worry, I am very much waste not, want not. So all these lovely pieces of tortilla wrap we're going to put on a nice baking tray, drizzle a bit of olive oil and make some nice crisps with, so they will not get wasted, worry not. Right, so I'm chopping them into, I hope you can see, squares. So if you've got a packet, you probably need a packet of 6 or a stack of 6 tortilla wraps. Trim them down into a lovely big square and then trim them again into quarters, and so you'll have some little piles about this size. And then with that, hopefully you can still all see, we're going to get some thumbs up hopefully that you can. You're going to take your tortilla wrap and just give it a little slit each side. As I say, this is dead easy, but it looks quite effective, and it just changes the way you serve things, doesn't it? If you can eat the whole thing together, bit of crunch, bit of yummy salsa in. So you take your tortilla wrap, let's move this out the way. I have a lovely kitchen all to myself, and I still haven't got enough space, it's always the way. And I have a little gadget like this that I use, a tart shaper it's called, all those years ago, and we just use it to pop that in. Now you could use a tablespoon, back end of a wooden spoon, you could just use your fingers, and with that little bit of olive oil you're able to mould it round the dish. All right, so I'm just going to do that. Hopefully you're doing the same. I'm just going to mould that with all my cut corners. Did I cut the corners? No, I didn't. Going back to cut my corners, sorry. Does make it slightly easier. So just get a nice pile together. Slit those corners. Now, canapés obviously are served often on bread bases. And we were saying you could do the same with a sliced loaf of bread. Cut the crusts off and use the piece of bread to make your base. Again, shape it in the same way. That works as well. And then we've been getting into lots of trying to keep away from the bread. We've got a lot of friends that are gluten-free, so alternative bases. Cucumber, a really good one for this time of year, with a little blob of mackerel pate or a couple of prawns, prawn cocktail. So your cucumber's your vessel, and makes it a little bit lighter, fresher than eating too much stodgy bread, particularly, as I say, at this time of year when you just want a nice plate to go round, get everybody in the mood for your lovely barbecue or whatever you're doing, with all that al fresco eating that we're able to do at the moment. And I'm sure I've said to lots of you, thank goodness we've had the weather we've had over this period. So we've been eating out lots, I hope you have too. So our tray looks a bit like that, and I'm going to pop that in the oven for about 6-8 minutes. It's on a heated oven, about 180, and we just want them to toast up really and be ready for filling. And as I said, if anybody's just joined, I see lots of people just coming in. The wrap leftovers such as this, again, spread them out on a baking sheet, drizzle them with a bit of olive oil or salt and rosemary, a bit of garlic, whatever you may want, chili flakes, pop those in the oven and they again make fantastic crisps. So I'm going to just pop those in the oven. Now, I did a cook along with the lovely Jacqueline Wise not that long ago. I think that was early July, and we made coronation chicken and she kept me on the straight and narrow. So I am putting my timer on because otherwise I will get busy and forget all about the tortilla wraps. How's everybody doing? Are we getting some thumbs up? Some hellos? Hello, hello. Nice to see you. A slug of beer. It is Wednesday, so well done for getting us to Wednesday, and we'll be at Friday before we blink. Just saying, I hope everyone's doing lots of eating outside and enjoying the most of this weather. So what are we getting on to next? We're going to rest our onions. We're going to make a salsa, a peach salsa, and last Friday, time is flooding on. Last Friday I did my Friday Foodie. I try and keep up to date with the Friday Foodie blog. So if you're following me on Instagram or on Facebook, you should see access to that. And I try and keep the website up to date as well with certainly a monthly blog and newsletter. But the Friday Foodies sometimes only make it to social media. And what they're all about is just trying to give you some snippets of ideas for seasonal fruit and veg. And we did a big section on peaches last week. So I've got my delicious peaches here from the farm shop. I've been using a few of our local farm shops. Falconhurst Farm is where those are from. And a lot of my veggies today are from Riverford, which I had a delivery all the way through lockdown. So I was very lucky to be a valuable customer for them, and they have made sure we've had lots of fruit and veg throughout this strange time. So I do feel fortunate. We're going to chop half an onion, half a red onion. Red onion is preferable for a Mexican salsa. This is another gadget. You can get your knife out and chop your onion. I'm just going to do it a bit quicker. Good stress relief, this, bit of a food chopper. And as I say, I'm a bit of a gadget queen and I have lots of different gadgets to use and choose from. Very fortunate. And if I was probably doing this for a group of friends or on a larger scale, I'd probably use my lovely Thermomix. So if you haven't heard of Thermomix, have a look, and if you would like me to talk to you about that, they are amazing gadgets. So I make all sorts of things, and it's really kind of kept us going through the lockdown. I've been making beautiful homemade breads, salads, soups, pastry, all sorts of things. So yeah, Thermomix has been fab, and it would, by the time you get your knife out, it's finished. So quick chopped onion, sorry I've gone blank now, lime juice, and what we're going to do is soak that onion in the lime just for about 10 minutes. Woo. And when your gadgets, I'm going to get another gadget out actually, that one's, there we go, got to fix my gadget at the same time, there we go. So, just going to squeeze a couple of limes. So 2 in this salsa. So we're going to rest our onion and let that soak up the juices for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to add the rest to our salsa mix. And I do a mango salsa and a peach salsa, and I was writing my article on Friday about peaches, and I've been looking at the Waitrose magazine, and I get delicious, and I get a lot of inspiration through the post and on the internet, as you can imagine, and it just reminded me how delicious this salsa is, and it's got a bit of a Mexican twist. We all love tortilla wraps. I think the go-to dinner when I have the niece and nephew round is often, a big plate of cooked chicken, some guacamole, some sour cream, some cheese grated, and rolling up and making your own wraps. That's just like the best quick, easy supper that really everyone likes, and they can pick and choose if they don't like spicy peppers or they don't like chilies. If you've got a big choice for everybody, even the 6-year-old nephew quite likes that. So it's really good. So gonna just set that aside. That's our chopped onion and our 2 limes. Is everybody all right? Everybody keeping up? Good. I feel like I'm talking to a screen. Well, I am. And next we are going to get on with the salad. Sorry, I keep looking at my ingredients thinking, what am I up to next? Right, quinoa, which I introduced my sister-in-law to quinoa. I think she used to call it Quinoa or something. Anyway, we all say it differently, but it's quinoa. And actually quinoa is a seed, so it's naturally gluten-free and a really healthy grain for you to include in your weekly recipes and family food. So I was really pleased when I discovered it a couple of years ago. We do use couscous a lot, and I would say if you didn't have quinoa, couscous would be your alternative. But I realised that couscous is actually a pasta or made of semolina, so it's man-made, not so full of all the goodness that these lovely seeds or quinoa is. So I have pre-cooked. Hopefully you got that in your recipe list that we wanted to pre-cook your quinoa. Now again, several ways, but the most tasty, particularly for a salad, is to cook it in a vegetable stock. So I had a homemade vegetable stock, which again I make in my Thermomix, and homemade just is lovely because it's got full of all the good stuff and not any of the bad. So I cooked that earlier today in the stock, so that is all ready to go and has been sitting cooling. So I'm going to set that aside for the moment, and then we're going to again dice the onion. Yes, we're going to dice half an onion. Had a flashback then. This is for the salad. I'm just going to chop that in half. Wakes everybody up, this. And when the children were very little, I used to start chopping. When they were all getting a little argumentative for my liking, I would go and food chop. Excellent stress relief. Right, I'm going to just pop that in a bowl for a second because my onion is ready for my salad, but in the meantime my oven is bleeping, so I just want to go and check how my salsa cups are doing. Right, I'm going to leave those for another 2-3 minutes just to brown up a little bit, and then we'll be ready with those. So next job, we've got our diced onion. We're going to get our corn, tin of sweet corn. This is dead easy, this salad, and we're going to add it to our chopped onion, and then we're going to take our black beans, again rinse both of those, and add a tin of black beans. All right. Mix it Mexican with black beans, so very popular ingredient. Now, peppers. I've got one for our salsa and one for our salad. So I'm going to use a red pepper and a yellow pepper. And again, I'm just going to dice those up. We can add a jalapeno if you want it hot and spicy. I'm not going to because this is a family meal tonight. I know, I'm a very lazy prep chef. It's quite nice to have a lump of pepper, lump of tomato. You do not need to mush it to baby food, in my opinion. A chunky salsa and a chunky salad with good flavours in. So that's one yellow pepper and one red pepper. Again, you can choose what you're adding. That's all going into our salad bowl in a moment. Okay, right, we have got, just making sure we've got everything in. Quinoa cooked in a nice vegetable stock, a red onion, half a red onion diced, and of black beans in there. Hopefully I haven't lost you all there. And we've also said we could put a jalapeno pepper in just to spice it up if required. With that, we're going to make our dressing. I'll be right back. Right, our salsa cups are ready. I'm just taking them out of the oven. You can all see inside my kitchen, which is relatively tidy. Oops. So I'm just going to leave those to one side at the moment, let them cool down. So back to our lime dressing, quite nice and fresh. So in our dressing, we're going to put, I'm going to make it in a jam jar. Does everybody else do that? More and more with picnics and with lots of salads and eating out in the summer, I tend to make a big batch of salad dressing, quite a nice French dressing with Dijon mustard, oil and vinegar, double the oil to half the vinegar. And I shake that up and then I leave it in the fridge, and then it's easy to quickly grab when you need a bit of dressing on a salad. And if you're going out to a picnic, take your salad all ready, but take your dressing separately. Otherwise, when you go to eat your salad, it's a bit soggy lettuce. So we want to avoid that. So in our jar, I'm going to put about half a cup. I said 125 millilitres of extra virgin olive oil. Now, I'm a very lucky lady. I know that. I've got lots of lovely ingredients as well as having lots of gadgets in my kitchen. So I use Tony Yardley's olive oil, and I'm fingers crossed that we can go and visit her lovely olive grove in October in Tuscany. So, I don't know what I'm going to do if that doesn't happen. As most things have been cancelled this year, I'm living for that holiday in October. But I don't know if it's going to all be a holiday, because I might have to be up some trees or shaking olives. I don't know. There's going to be some work involved, I think, with the new timing. So half a cup, or about 125 mils roughly, of really good virgin olive oil. I think, buy the reasonable cheap stuff in the supermarket, great for cooking. But if you're going to make a lovely salad, you really want nice olive oil. So with that olive oil, I'm going to add a lime. So this is juice of one lime, about 1/4 of a cup. So that's our acidity, which will make it really tasty. And then we're going to put a clove of, always losing something, my garlic press. So again, this is really easy because I don't have to chop it and be smelling of garlic to that jam jar. And then I'm going to have some salt and pepper. Salt. Glad you can't see all my slightly messy counter. I know for some of you from food shows and food demos, and when you go up and do these things live on stage at, some of these lovely food and drink festivals and shows, you've got so many people helping you. You rock up and you're like, well, what do I actually need to do? It's all being chopped. You've got 3 ladies chopping peppers and somebody else doing this. I didn't know what to do, so I quite like that though. Really, really nice way of cooking. So what we're going to do is add to our olive oil and our lime juice about a teaspoon of ground cumin. right. And then before I shake it, I'm going to put a little bit of coriander. And I've done a bit of chopped coriander there. All right, so I'm going to shake that up. I always think this also helps when you've got fussy eaters of 8, 9, 10. If they can get involved with making some salad dressing and then giving it a good shake. I do lots of cookery classes and workshops normally at schools, etc., and that is a popular one, making salad dressing. So we've got our delicious dressing there. All right, we've got everything ready to put together in our bowl. So I'm going to do that. So let's just do it together. We've got our lovely quinoa already cooked in a vegetable stock, black beans, sweet corn, just a tin, yellow pepper, red pepper, finely chopped. And we're going to put that all together with our dressing, which I've just gone and put down right in front of my nose. And with this, I would dress it a little bit earlier to eating, just so that it soaks up all those delicious flavours. Now, that is one version. I am just going to be, I think I did send it as the recipe ingredients. I'm going to add an avocado just because I love avocado, and I've got a ripe one sitting here. So I'm going to add a nice ripe avo to that salad. What you could also add is feta cheese. That would be delicious. And this salad generally, as I say, go back to my wraps. It's a nice grilled chicken. It's a lovely accompaniment. And it makes a really good lunch with a bit of salsa on the side. As I say, if you want to make it more substantial, a bit of feta cheese. Halloumi, did I say that? Works really well with barbecue, meats and veggies. Salads don't have to be boring. I think that's my big thing. You know, when you say salad, if I think right back to my grandma doing salads, it was very much lettuce and tomato, no dressing. I mean, it wasn't that long ago where you buy a salad from Waitrose or M&S and they didn't give you a dressing. So time has moved on. Let me just give my hands a quick rinse. Right, and back to it all. So hopefully you'll agree that's looking pretty colourful and delicious. I'm just going to give it a good mix through. So the thing with avocados, once you start peeling them, you want to get some lemon juice or some lime so that they don't go brown. So I'm just going to leave that to one side, but that's looking really, really good. Am I going to get any thumbs up? Oh, there's a thumbs up. Hello. Right, swig of beer. Is everybody keeping up? Am I going too fast? It's quite difficult actually to time this perfectly, that everybody is doing it along at the same time. But I think what tends to happen and what I've experienced so far is you may be watching now, or you might choose to watch and follow another day or time. But I have to do this now because it's our dinner. So I think I'll be in trouble if I just stand and talk it and don't make it. Right, let's get tidied up. And we're going to go back to our salsa. So, peach salsa. Let's find our peaches. And let's get everything together. So, yes, colleague and friend Jacqueline, when we did this coronation chicken cook-along 2 weeks ago, she was in her garden, which I thought was so brave, but she's got like a little outside stove, and she was at one in her garden picking herbs from the flower bed. It was blowing a hoolie, so very brave lady. I'm not that brave, so I'm afraid it's inside for me, but I think we will definitely eat this out tonight. It's such a gorgeous night looking out the window. Right, we're going to assemble our salsa. Thank you for your patience. We've kind of left our onion in lime. I was trying to get it for 10 minutes. Hopefully it's been roughly that. So we're going to, let's put that to one side, chop our peaches up. So I don't know what you know about peaches. I didn't realise they were so good for your skin. I think that's been the biggest surprise. And these ones I've had to guard with my life, and I'm actually thinking this one's not as ripe as I would have liked. I literally had to hide it because I didn't want the children to eat it. Got it all in, and then of course when I need it this evening it's gone. So I'm just going to chop this again quite roughly. I'm not too worried if we've got some nice chunks of peach. And yeah, peaches, very good for your skin, just generally full of good vitamins, minerals. I was quite impressed. They often use the expression as peach-like skin, don't they, with babies? Anyway, won't get into that. So I'm going to just chop these up. How's everybody doing? Is this something that people will try at home? Not got too many comments. Mexican salad, quinoa. Is that an ingredient lots of people use? I do like that it's gluten-free. As it's a seed, it will be a tick in the box for the vegans as well. So naturally, a bit of a superfood, quinoa. Let's see how this one is. Not as soft and juicy as I would have liked, but we are going to go with it because I know the rest of the packet have gone long ago. I'm sure other families experience the same. Get home, did a massive shop, and half a day later, it's all gone. I bought nachos. I bought some tortilla chips for this, so they've been eyed up as well. So yeah, I think I'm going to have to go back to my university days of labelling my food. Right, we're nearly there. I'm hoping this isn't too long-winded and that you will have a go. It is dead easy. And if I was a super chef and all the prep was done, and I did it Blue Peter-wise, but the idea was that you do it with me. So I didn't want to have it all done and dusted. Still a bit big. Let's just do those bits again. And I'm sure there's a much more efficient way of cutting peaches. Right, let's make this in this little bowl. So let's just roll all that in. Cool. So, peaches, and again, we get those onions in. They've been soaked in our 2 limes. Noisy, that will start looking, again, colourful. This is full of colour this evening, which is very exciting. Right, about 100 grams. I think I put cherry tomatoes. Now the reason I went for cherry tomatoes, just they're a little bit sweeter, aren't they? So I thought they'd make, and all the lovely juice, don't get rid of all the juice, and I'm afraid I'm seeds as well. I'm sure top chefs would remove the seeds, etc., but I'd rather throw it all into a salsa. And some nice chopped coriander, I'm going to put that in as well. I'm just thinking back, yeah, let's do all that in. So really even more colourful now. And then we need to add our pepper and a bit of heat. I'm not wanting too much heat, as I say. I want this to be family friendly tonight. I have got some chilli. There we go. So I'm going to just add that into my bowl. Right, and then red chilli, one here. And again, I didn't prep this because I was just going to talk you through my only learnt knowledge on chilies. I think I always understood it was the seeds that were the heat. And when I went to one of my Indian classes with one of my Indian lovely ladies, it was the lovely Chitra at the time, many years ago, she told me, no, it is the membrane. So this white skin-like thing inside. I'm looking for my magic spoon, which I've put here. Again, the only reason I'm using this, it's got a little bit of a sharp edge to help you take the seeds and the membrane out. So you see that membrane, hopefully. And that's the heat. So when you're making your chilies and your curries, that is what you want to try and avoid if you don't want it super spicy. So a little bit of a kick's nice, and as I say, I've got older children now and they are actually quite good at experimenting, and my advice is to give them all these things in moderation so that they, you know, their taste buds acclimatise to the garlic and the onion and the chilli. I've always done it, so it's not been a problem. Don't know if it works for everyone. I'm just going to give that another little chop because I would like that a bit finer. Sorry, it's very noisy. Turn your volume down. And if you're sitting on the train watching this, I do apologise to the rest of the train passengers, although I'm hearing they're very quiet at the moment, so makes it a little bit more pleasant if you're commuting. Right, I think that's nearly done. So we've got our lovely peach salsa, a little bit of red pepper, lots of cherry tomatoes, and that has all been put together in a few minutes. I can send you the recipe again for that. And then for anybody joining, oh, hello Ashley, lovely to see you. That was our Mexican quinoa salad. So we're going to start plating up now. Just randomly checking my shopping list, making sure I've included everything. I will actually put a little chili flakes. If you wanted some spice, you could put some chili flakes in additional to your fresh chili into your salsa. But as I say, I'm not going to make it too potent, so I'm just going to stick with the chili. All right, I'm going to have another swig of my beer. Ashley, I'm only having one beer, and I always feel I have to confess to Ashley, it is Wednesday, so we've made it halfway through the week, so cheers. One beer instead of a glass of wine. There's probably not a lot of difference, is there? So, peach salsa, let me just run through the shopping list and tell you what we did. We soaked our half a red onion in with our lime juice for about 10 minutes. We chopped up our two peaches, half a red pepper to a whole red pepper, red chilli, finely chopped and de-seeded. Remember, it's the membrane that gives the heat. Cherry tomatoes, about 100 grams, small punnet, and pack of coriander, or a good handful or two of coriander chopped. All right, and then our salad ingredients were the cooked quinoa, cooked it in a vegetable stock, which is preferable in my mind. It gives it a bit of flavour to start with. A can of sweet corn, a tin of sweet corn, a tin of black beans, 2 peppers. We did a red one and a yellow one. Jalapeno, if you want it a little spicier, a jalapeno. And I haven't added my coriander yet, so we can do that when we plate up. Right, let's get all this out of the way. Now, I was saying that this salad goes really well with some grilled chicken from the barbecue, some skewers, halloumi. I've got some prawns that we've cooked, so some nice giant prawns. That's going to be on our menu tonight. Did I have a lovely plate all ready to go? You would hope so. There's a plate. And if you give me 2 minutes, I'm going to rinse my bowl out for our salad. Yes, I could do with a little assistant, that's for sure. They've all gone and hidden in this house. It'd be nice if it was like this every evening, actually. Maybe I'll tell them I'm cooking live on Instagram every night, and then I'll have it all to myself. I can sip my wine and do it at my own speed. Fill your boots. Thank you, Ashley. That's back to the beer. Right, I am going to serve up. So we have our lovely salad. So I'm just going to put some in our bowl. So we were talking about the health benefits of quinoa. For all those interested in healthy eating, trying something new. I know couscous and pasta salads are all very popular, but a little bit different. Try the quinoa. And this is very pretty because it's the multi-seed. It's the black and the white quinoa. So we'll pop that in here. Now, again, did this with Jacqueline Wise. It all looked amazing on the plate, and she was blowing around the back garden at the same time. I am not all about the beautiful plate. You know, I'm all about the food tasting nice and looking good, and making it as easy as possible. So don't judge my plating up, I think I'm going to call it. I'm just going to pop a couple of prawns. Let's go there. I put a lovely avocado in our salad, and I was going to say we could put feta cheese in, which would also be nice. So grilled prawns, cooked prawns, bit of chicken, halloumi, feta cheese, lots of different ideas. And our super duper coriander, which I just find easy just to do through the fingers. I will arrange it beautifully for when I take a photo, but that doesn't look too bad. Lovely. And I will do a little wedge of lime for the photo as well. I would serve that with a little wedge of lime. Okay, so that's our salad. And then I'm going to serve that, as I say, with our salsa cups. Let me get them out. So they've been in the oven for literally, I'm going to say 7-8 minutes. And we've got these lovely little vessels. It's my latest word, isn't it? To serve your canapes in. And we were talking, you could put prawn cocktail, you could put some little pate, you could put a really favourite one of mine, being loving Italian food. Sorry, my English. Little mozzarella ball, sun-dried tomato, and a blob of pesto. Cracking, like a tricolore, little bite-size piece of deliciousness, if that's a word. But I love these, and as I said, I've done them in my mini muffin pan, going back to Pampered Chef days. If you haven't got a muffin pan, do them in a regular tin, cupcake tin. And we started with our tortilla wraps. We cut them into a big square and then into individual quarters, slit the corners and put them in with a little bit of olive oil, moulded them into the shape of the case, pop them in the oven, and they crisp up beautifully. And for anybody that's worried, I know we've got a few people joining, the leftover tortilla wraps, we just drizzle them with olive oil and pop them in the oven, so we're not wasting anything. All right, so plating up. So I see we have a few new arrivals. Hello, hello. You've missed the salad, which is on our table for dinner tonight. We did a quinoa Mexican salad with some prawns, and I said you could do it with halloumi cheese or feta cheese in there, or some grilled chicken. And then we were just plating up our salsa cups. Now, these are toast. basically, isn't it? It's a tortilla wrap that's been toasted. So this is the type of thing, and I know, well, you all know me, I do not like doing things lastminute.com. I'm one of these in the pot, in the oven, cooking by itself, so that if I've got a group of friends around for dinner, literally out the oven, onto the table, one pot does it all. And I love starters like that, you know, the baked camembert with the lovely French bread round that you can all dig in. I'm not for fussy, lots of plates, lots of washing up and lots of work. So for me, these are an exception. Because they are toasted and lightly baked and nice and crispy, you do not want to fill them too early. So this is not do it 3 hours before your friends come round. Leave these on the side to cool down. Have your salsa already done. Again, can do this hours, could do this the day before and have it in the fridge. And then literally 5 minutes before you're serving, it's a quick job of filling your salsa cups. All right, so not trying to frighten you from not doing it, but I just say it's not worth doing it too far in advance, because there's nothing worse than a soggy cup. Right, I want a nice mixture of colours. There we go. And I'm just going to put 3 on a plate for now, and as I say, we're not going to sit down for another half hour, so I will do the rest as we go. Oops. There we go. Let's have a little bit more peach. As I said earlier, I do this with a mango salsa as well, so really nice and easy. Ooh, overloaded. Alarm goes off. Overloaded, Joe. Right. I try and get as much in as possible, which can often fail, can't it? There we go. There we go. So, filling up, not overfilling, which I've just done. And I would probably do a nice big bowl of tortilla chips. And as I say, if we were doing wraps as well as, I just think the Mexican meal really lends itself to lots of bowls of different textures and flavours, and works really well from that point of view. So one of the reasons why I wanted to do tonight. There we go. Let's just move that one out. There we go. Have I overloaded with crisps now? Maybe. Just wanted to give you an idea. And you know, just a bowl of tortilla chips straight out the packet is one thing, but if you just want to raise it an extra level, I just think that looks really nice. The tortilla wraps. So tortilla wraps, making a nice little salsa cup, and then the peach salsa goes in very nicely. So thank you very much. I'm going to get tidied up. I'm going to get things finished here, and then we're going to sit down and eat in a few minutes. If you want any recipe ideas, or if you want me to do anything on a cook along that you've always tried and never worked, or you'd like me to have a go, please send me any ideas and suggestions. Alive with Flavour, so it's jobanks@alivewithflavour.com is my email. You can reach me through my website, and I'm on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, which is obviously where we are now. So I'm going to get tidied up and finished off. If you would like tonight's recipes, they are listed on my ingredients that were to be brought along for this evening, but I can certainly type them up and add them to my website as well. So just let me know if you would like that link. And I hope to see you again. Enjoy this lovely evening. Make sure you do spend a bit of time outside, even if it is to water, which takes a lot of time at the moment. And I will look forward to seeing you very soon. Take care. Thanks very much for joining me.